music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. No worries.
I like it.
Whatever. Technical difficulty are what they are, right? What are you gonna do? Alright, Rev's Palaver. How's it going? Hey! What's up? Rev's Palaver. It is another Monday edition of the Great Rev's Palaver. Sorry about that. I thought I had my buddy Locke here, my boy Locke, muted so that during the loading screen you wouldn't hear him, but apparently I don't know. How you doing, Locke?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Renduxa said she heard you clear her throat and then we're typing, so.
As long as no one heard my 10-minute racist rant.
No, I don't think I'd gone live when you were talking about, those people. So you're all right. You're all right. So yeah, I've been wanting to get you on Rev's Palaver for what, months, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And I totally understand, there's nerves, there's anxiety, and you finally are like, yes, I'm going to do it. I think I know Rhev well enough now after 9 months that I can trust him. He's not going to be a jerk to me.
Rhev, he's not all that bad.
Yeah, do what I can. So, how small is your penis?
Interesting starting point.
I figure, if you're worried about embarrassing questions, that would be the place to go.
Let's get them out of the way first. Well, they called me the ginger horse at university, so.
And not because of your bloodline or your ability to race.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Someone look at that fine Irish guy. I'm guessing Splix Gaming is one of your regular viewers.
Yeah, he's actually on my CSGO team.
I recognize the name, but I didn't know from where. So.
Yeah.
CSGO. You recently changed from CSGO Locke to NSG Locke.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, I was predominantly CSGO when I was streaming on Twitch, but then PUBG came out, and then someone introduced me to Hearthstone, and then I ended up playing RuneScape again for a bit. So I was like, it's kind of weird seeing CSGO Locke playing Hearthstone or playing PUBG. So I decided to go for NSG because I stream for Nuclear Storm Gaming, which is a local organisation in Ireland.
It's a local organisation?
Yeah, well, they're based predominantly in the UK and Ireland, so still quite small, but they're growing rapidly, I guess.
That's cool. How big is it? They have a lot of streamers. They do tournaments, or?
Well, they have a CS:GO team. They have a League of Legends team and an Overwatch team, but they're trying to expand into other esports and stuff. Just trying to get the name out there.
I hear there's a game called PUBG. It stands for Player something, and apparently they've been starting a lot of tournaments. I don't know if you've heard that or not.
Yeah, well, me and Splix, the guy in chat, we actually entered a tournament on PUBG last Sunday, I believe it was. And I tell you, it was probably the worst 3 games of PUBG we've ever played in our lives.
Now, was it because there was the stress levels were high, or just because the quality of the other players was at another level?
To put it bluntly, we get fucked by PUBG. We had top loot, everything. We were getting ready to go to the safe zone, which was at the other side of the map, but usually that's fine because you just jump onto a car, buggy, away you go. We literally walked from the entire west side of the map along the road to the east side of the map, and there was not one vehicle, and we both died to the blue zone.
I've done that. You start out in North Gregor Pole, and you're like, I can take a little bit. I've got some boosts. I've got some med packs. This will be fine. I'll loot in the blue, and then I'll find a vehicle. And then you spend the next 10 minutes running and eating pills.
Yeah.
Like, why are there no vehicles?
Player unknown running grounds.
Player no, yes, Walking Simulator 2017. I've definitely called it. Well, that sucks. I have a there's a player on Team Tempo Storm, which Tempo Storm is one of the bigger teams.
Oh yeah.
And I watch a lot. He just started streaming about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I watch him quite a bit. And I've come to realize I will never be a tournament quality player. Like, you ever watch someone who you realize, like, wow, I'm here and they're way the fuck up here.
Yeah. All the time.
But not in CS:GO. In CS:GO, you're like the king.
No. Even CS:GO, there's people there that you look at and you're like I'll never reach that level. I'll give it a go, but I'll see what happens.
I just play PUBG for fun. I've never played CS:GO, and you're like, well, we probably won't talk about CS:GO because you don't play. Well, and I'm going to try very hard. Okay, Locke, listen. I'm going to try really, really hard not to do an Irish accent because I know how much you hate that.
Well, you might have to because the previous clip got deleted. We need a new one.
So now I don't know if that's incentive for me to do one or to not do one, though.
Definitely do one.
Definitely do one? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get made fun of so bad. Although Loina's not here, so that might be all right.
I think it's a perfectly fine Irish accent.
I do it. I'm actually about a quarter Irish heritage. My grandmother on my father's side was Irish.
Nice.
So, I've got that going for me, which is nice.
Yeah.
Splix wants to hear
in
it.
there somewhere.
I'll tell you what, Splix. I'll sneak it in when it isn't expected. I'll just sort of sneak it in there. How's that sound? If there's one thing I like, it's sneaking it in.
Yeah.
So, CS:GO though, Splix and you are on a CS:GO team, and is he also a member of NSG?
Not quite yet. We play for an organization called German Gamers, which his brother kind of works as admin and stuff for. So our plan was get a team together, get practicing, get good, and then approach NSG and be like, we think we're good enough. Can you sponsor us or something? And then we just play for them, kind of thing.
And so you're still working on it. You're still building your team. And now, how many people are on a team in CS:GO? It's not just you and him.
No,
right?
no. There's 5 players. But we recently got rid of one of our players due to conflicts in his home. He has to be in bed for 10 o'clock every night, so we were like, well, if we have to cut our practice off at 10 every night just because your mum turns the internet off, we are just going to find a new player.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how good someone is, if they're hurting the rest of the team, it's...
Oh, yeah.
You gotta say bye-bye. I totally get it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm usually that guy. And usually it's not because I'm good. It's usually... I'm like, guys, I can stay up all night. They're like, yeah, but you suck.
Get out of here, Rhev.
Yeah.
What have we told you?
All right, so this is going to be boring for Splix Gaming, but entertaining for probably the other viewers, including myself. Why don't you tell us a little bit about CS:GO? And I'm gonna tell you why I want a little bit of that backstory. Because me personally, I remember back in 2000, so this is 17 years ago, Valve came out with the Orange Box series, and it had Counter-Strike as one of the games. And that was something that a lot of people play. Like, that was like the sort of internet shooter of the day was, people were playing Counter-Strike online, right?
Yeah.
And then it evolved into CS:GO, and even when I watch it now, it looks dated, but not 2000 dated. So can you give us a quick backstory? What is CS:GO? Is it Counter-Strike? Is it, and then how does the game play out? Like, what are the modes?
So, I first started playing Counter-Strike and it was called version 1.6. To this date, it was probably my favorite version. But the graphics were they were drawn in paint or something. It was, horrible. But nostalgia reasons, it's perfect if you could go back. It kind of went on, and then the like pro scene kind of developed from 1.6, and that's when esports became like pretty popular, I think, in the 1.6 era.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a few like failed projects, so they brought out like Counter-Strike Condition Zero, which was like a more single player mode with like missions, but like everyone just wanted to play online against other teams, so that was the biggest flop they came out with. So then they brought out Counter-Strike Source. It's where the pro scene went to next. Everyone came from 1.6 onto Source, and then there was a lot of issues with Source because they moved it from a different engine, so there's a lot of issues with the game mechanics, and the skills weren't really directly transferable from 1.6 to Source. So they like stripped it back a bit, and they brought out CSGO, which I think it uses the Half-Life 2 engine, so it is quite dated in that sense. But all the rules and stuff that they're bringing in, like they still constantly update the game with wee bits and pieces, like damage to weapons and based on user feedback. But there's only really one game mode that people play in competitive Counter-Strike. It's 5 versus 5.
Terrorists versus counter-terrorists.
Yeah, terrorists versus counter-terrorists. Basically, the terrorists have to plant a bomb at either bomb site A or bomb site B. Once the bomb's planted, the counter-terrorists have 32 or 45 seconds to kill the terrorists and defuse the bomb. So it's really like, once the bomb's actually planted, it's really, time dependent. You need to get everything done within 45 seconds. But the latter parts of the rounds is usually like this counter-terrorists would split up, 2 towards B, 2 towards A, and then have one guy like floating in the middle of the map. So it's just about trying to defend the map, defend the 2 bomb sites. But if the terrorists do eventually break in, then it's all about retaking the bomb site and defusing the bomb and stuff.
So the terrorists can win even... I know this is probably just insanely stupid of a question, but again, we've got people who have never played Counter-Strike, so apologize for that. The terrorists can win even if they're down to the last man, if there's like 2 or 3 counter-terrorists, but they're at the wrong site. He can just sneak in and plant the bomb, and then as long as he defends that position...
Yeah, so the thing is, if he defends it long enough, so let's, for talk's sake, hypothetically, he's in a 1 versus 1, the bomb's been planted and time's ticking. If he can like fight that guy or even waste time, you see a lot of scenarios where there's like a box on the bomb site and he's kind of like running around the box, not kind of like a Benny Hill music moment where they're trying to catch each other around the outside of a box. But if you waste enough time, it takes 5 seconds to defuse the bomb. If the counter-terrorist gets to the bomb with 4 seconds left, then the terrorist's still in the round because the bomb will go off. So it's really up to time management at the end of the day as well.
Bob points out that you have a Netgear shirt. Is that a sponsored shirt of some sort?
It's actually a Ninjas in Pajamas jersey. I'll stand up. Let's see if Bob wants to see it. Make you see my flory shorts as well.
And so, what is the relevance of the shirt? Is it just like it's a team? I don't even know. Yeah. I'm such a noob.
So, this is the professional CS:GO team that I actually support. So, when I was in Germany watching them play in a pro tournament, I decided to get their jersey and stuff to show the support. But they crashed out, so I wasn't too happy in the end.
And as we discussed before we went live, that is a stylish cap, my friend. Very appropriate.
It's just in case anybody forgets my name.
Yeah. In case anyone forgets who they're watching or talking to.
Yeah.
It's that you're talking to Locke.
Yeah.
Was that something that someone had custom done, or?
Yeah. So, my parents went on vacation to Spain, and they were like, "We have to bring Connor back something." So they were like, what's his wee online game name and stuff? So they had to like ring home and find out, and then they got this custom done in like a hat making shop in Spain somewhere. So
it's a good gift.
Yes.
I never wear hats, but I'm starting to think I might have to. This hairline here used to be about 9 months ago. I don't know what happened in the last 8 or 9 months of me streaming, but my hair has started to fall out, which is just wonderful. It's just so great. I love it so much. Okay. Here's another question I had for you about CSGO. What's the deal with the knives? So I understand there's loot boxes and you have to pay real life money to buy a key to unlock the loot boxes. I've got that much because that's sort of microtransactions, how they support the game and whatever.
And stuff, yeah.
But like knives are like the mind blower somehow, right?
Yeah. It's basically the same as anything in the game. Everything is purely cosmetic. If you get a knife inside a case, the only thing it does is make your knife look different in game. So, you know, it doesn't make you better at the game. It doesn't increase your stats. It doesn't give you anything else. But they cost ridiculous amounts of money. Like,
because they're so rare.
Yeah. It's like the rare item that you can get from each case. But I think the cheapest knife you can get is maybe like $60.
Like 60 real life dollars it would cost you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just give Reduxa says, here's 5 biddies for Bob learning how to run Twitch. Big ups, Reduxa. Whoop, whoop. Thank you very much, Redums, for the cheers. And thank you very much to Luca Brazzi, a.k.a. Bob, for the follow. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
You know Bob, right? Locke, you know Bob.
I don't think we've met.
Well, he's been in the Proper Nerds Discord forever, and you've been in the Proper Nerds Discord since like January, February, I think, right?
Yeah, my problem is I don't open Discord ever.
So neither does Bob, so that's okay. Dude, the whoop whoops are the thing I do. Deal with it, Bob. That's what I do. It's what people tune in for. They like the big ups. It's what I do. I'm the one who is always drunk. Well, Locke is a drinker himself too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'd run out of alcohol tonight, and the store was closed by the time I realized. So, plain old juice for me.
Are you gonna be around? I know it's late. It's like 1 a.m. for you. That right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be around this coming Friday when we're doing our drinking stream?
Possibly.
All right. Well, maybe you can join us. Oh, he means what was the pyramid flashed on my screen? That was Reduxa cheering with bits. So every bit is basically like 1 cent. So basically she just cheered me 5 cents. And bits are just like a fun little thing you can do if you like something that happened. He's so into alcohol that I had to ship him some. By the way, Skull. And Lassane says, you broke rule number 1, never run out of alcohol.
Yeah. And I'm Irish. That's like the forbidden rule. The fridge should always have alcohol in it.
Well, you know, like I never understood people who ran out of alcohol, because you should be thinking to yourself, all right, how much alcohol do I have? Where is it? And when will I be buying more next? The only time I've ever run out of alcohol is like when I have X amount and then other people show up and start drinking it.
Ours is like a daily purchase. I think like around tea time or dinner time each day, we would maybe buy a case of beer and just put it in the fridge because, after dinner, partial to a couple of beers,
You're probably one of them Guinness drinkers too.
I actually don't like Guinness. Yes. I would drink it on Christmas Day and Arthur Guinness Day, but that is probably the only 2 occasions I would drink Guinness.
What's your beer type of choice?
Harp. I actually think I have a...
Yes! Harp is excellent. Nice.
I collect cans.
That's okay.
Or as my dad calls it, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have like one of every can lined up on your shelf so that you can see the different types of cans and you like looking at them, that's a collection. When you just have 50 or 60 cans strewn about your room, then you're an alcoholic.
I am kind of a wee bit of both then.
How about Bass Ale? You ever have Bass?
I'm not a big ale drinker.
Dude, I gotta tell you though, I have so many people telling me like, Heineken, Guinness, and I'm like, unless it's a black and tan mixed with Yingling, I'm not a big Guinness drinker. I never really got it.
It's too heavy.
Yeah. And they say it's like a really actually healthy beer. Like it actually has very little calories, but I'm like, I just don't like the taste that much.
Yeah, my dad always says if you're not going to eat before going out for a drink, always have like a pint of Guinness first, because it kind of lines your stomach as well.
I like your dad. I like that. That's it makes a lot of logical sense.
Smart drinking, yeah.
Now, Bob, on the other hand, is one of these. I suppose you would kind of consider him a filthy American pleb. I go over to his house. It's just Budweiser and Bud Light in his fridge.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Not my beer of choice, but I can't
adventurous.
I can't drink a lot of beer because of health reasons. So when I do, I tend to make it like microbrew, something I'm really gonna enjoy, or a Hefeweizen. I'm a big fan of Hefeweizens. Thank you very much, Fictional Cat, for the 75 biddies. Whoop, whoop. Lucas says your point of origin is Wales. Do you want to... You yell at him. You yell at him.
If I was a moderator, I would ban him right now. For life.
I can't tell. See, Bob's been my best friend for almost 20 years now. And sometimes he says things just to annoy people, and I can't tell. No, he says he was really asking. No, he's Irish, you silly boy. You can't tell that Locke is Irish? You know what it is? Your wonderful, glorious orange beard doesn't really show super well in the current lighting. There's like a blue light coming on you.
Damn it.
Yeah. It looks a little... So it sort of washes out the glorious red into a brown.
But trust me, it's bright orange.
It is. In natural light, it's glorious. I'm surprised Darth Bex isn't here. She usually gets all weak in the knees whenever she hears you talking.
She probably is here. She's probably just too busy, to be able to type anything.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Hey, Germans have glorious red beards as well. All right. I thought, typically Germans were more brunette blonde, but okay. I will trust the judgment of the German guy in chat over my own prejudices.
Yeah, fair point.
Anyways, let's get back to PUBG, because I love PUBG. Have you gotten a chance to use the overpowered awesomeness that is the Mini 14 yet?
It is the best gun that's ever existed in any game ever since the beginning of time.
Dude, it is going to get nerfed so hard. It's got to.
Next week, there's no way it'll stay the same it is now. The damage has to come down, the recoil has to go up, and it's ridiculous.
The recoil alone is what makes that gun insane. It's like firing a laser beam. It's like you fire a shot and the kick is like this.
Yeah.
What? How is a marksman sniper rifle have no recoil?
I thought it was just me, because my character's like really strong, so none of the guns really, kick up. I think that's why I'm pretty good at most games as well.
That makes sense. You're using your massive, muscular Irish strength to just wrestle the guns into submission.
That's it. But yeah, that gun is totally broke. Completely.
Although,
I think the Car 98 is the most balanced gun in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites as well.
My problem is, unless I've got an 8x, I can't hit anything more than 5 feet away. I'm so bad at like judging bullet drop and leading my targets. And
I never pick up an 8x.
No, most people don't.
Yeah, I think the reason behind it for me is, on the 4x you've got like the wee red triangle on the reticle,
mm-hmm.
and then there's like a few lines on it as well. I've kind of got used to where I need to put the lines and stuff for distance.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, it's muscle memory really for me now. So
Dude, when I watch pro players, they'll never use an 8x. They chuck 8x's if they pick one up on accident. They're like,
yeah,
nope, don't want that. Like I've seen them go iron sights over an 8x.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just not very good at it. You know the other thing I love about the Mini 14, dude, that sound that it makes when it fires, that metallic
The
clang.
sound is sick. Oh,
I love it. And then the worst thing is when all of a sudden you hear that noise like way off in the distance, and then poof, dust kicks up at your feet. You're like, well, I'm dead. Shit.
yeah, because once one bullet goes off, the other 19 follow really quickly.
Yeah. Bob says most sniper rifles have flash suppressors and gas recoil, shock absorption to reduce recoil for cut down on reshots. Well, in the game that we're talking about, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, you have to get attachments, and there are flash suppressors or compensators or flash hider. I don't think there's a flash hider for the sniper rifles though.
Yeah, there is.
Are there? Okay.
Yeah.
I like the compensators personally. If I can't find a suppressor, I love getting a compensator for any rifle just to help.
The flash hider is definitely better. I used to go compensator over flash hider, but later in the game, if you have a flash hider, no one can see where you're shooting them from. Whereas if anyone shoots you, you can see like the flash off the barrel of their gun. And then you know exactly where they are and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know that the flash hider is good, but staying like I've gotten to number 2 place half a dozen times. I've gotten to second place half a dozen times. It's always when it comes down to that last thing where it's me and another guy, and he's behind a tree 2 feet away, and I'm behind this tree, and you know, that's when I choke. But the trick is getting to that end game. Splick says Flash Hider have more better stats than everything else. Well, maybe I'll have to look back into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also, what's your preferred loadout? What do you like if you got your dream loadout? What do you like?
Oh, that's a question. I like the M416. You know the M4 that takes the tactical stock.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably Carnadea.
Makes sense. I used to say M4 myself was my main weapon, and then I liked if I could get it, a suppressed. Why am I blocking the 9mm SMG? Not the mini Uzi.
UMP.
Yeah, the UMP.
Yeah.
If I could get a suppressed UMP, oh my god, that was so great because it was. I do a lot better at short to middle range than I do long range.
Yeah.
But you know, now with the Mini 14, anyone can be good.
Yeah, it's true. So true.
The UMP got a major nerf. Oh no! Did it just recently in the most recent patch?
That was months ago.
Yeah, I mean
the damage over distance and stuff was drastically reduced. The UMP was my favorite gun up until it got nerfed. I used to use the UMP. That was my first choice every game. But my second favorite fun weapon to play would be the crossbow, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so bad with it. I heard that crossbow just got buffed, though. Its reload time is a lot quicker.
The crossbow downs people in one.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you hit them in the chest, they get knocked down, which is hilarious. It's really difficult to use. Obviously, you only get one shot, and then you have to reload. But with this new, have you played the new fog map yet?
I've played exactly one time. I played a couple rounds since the patch. So I've only played on fog map I think twice, and once I went school, so that was over in 30 seconds.
The first time I played on the fog map, or maybe the second or third, I found a crossbow in the first building, and I just thought the fog map is perfect for someone with a crossbow. I think I ended up with like full level 3 gear and like a crossbow with 50 bolts, and I was literally just like crawling around in the shrubs, and I got 4 or 5 kills and came third with nothing but a crossbow. Like, it's funny.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm terrible to. By the way, your girl's here finally. She finally showed up.
Oof.
There she is.
Hey, Bex.
You want to say something sweet to her?
I think the next 30 minutes is just going to blow her mind.
Yeah, probably. We actually, so Darth Bex, we actually speculated that you were here from the beginning, but you just were busy and couldn't type, and that's our theory we're gonna go with, which is
More
what
accurate.
we're gonna go with. The funniest is she just typed "hey," and I literally heard in my head, I could hear her saying it. Hey.
The classic teenage girl, hey.
Yeah. No, I've heard her say that "hey" specifically before. I love Bex. She's awesome. She's awesome. She's gonna be getting back into streaming now that she's moved into her new place with her boyfriend. Sorry, Locke.
Oh, look at the time. I've got to go.
Well, if there weren't that ocean between you, I'm sure he'd be Vin who? Sanity what? Hi, Locke. But yeah, we know. It's just that damn ocean. Yeah. But yeah, so she's got her computer set up and she's going to start streaming more often, and she'll be on the Friday night Dranken cast, which is super exciting.
Damn.
Dude, I got to ask you a question. Do you get more viewers playing CSGO versus PUBG?
It depends. My average viewers is probably more for CSGO because that's what my kind of loyal followers know me for. But with PUBG, I seem to get a lot of newer faces coming in more regularly than CSGO. I feel like CSGO is a dead game in terms of streaming, but not in terms of like the competitive scene. But PUBG is just insane on Twitch. The numbers it's putting out, it's ridiculous.
Well, I think if you look at Steam, so PUBG has like 1,300,000 players, and then Dota and CSGO, which are 2 and 3, are just barely above 1,003,000 or 300,000 put together. Like that's how many people are playing PUBG, which is
it's insane.
Now, see, my experience has always been I'll play whatever I want to play, but if I am playing, Hearthstone, and then I switch over to PUBG, my numbers plummet. Like, people just leave. I don't know why that is. Dr. Disrespect is insane on Twitch. No, Dr. Disrespect is just insane, period. I'm a bigger fan of the smaller streamers, to be honest, though. Ever since I became a streamer, now I have a hard time watching those big streamers. I don't know if you get that at all, Locke, but like, why would I want to watch someone who's got 5,000 people talking in chat when I can watch someone who's got 5 people talking in chat and will respond to me?
Yeah, like whenever I go into a smaller streamer's channel, like I always make it like my mission to chat to them, because as a streamer yourself, that's kind of what you want for your stream. So you basically go in and you obviously try and make someone's day, just chat to them for a wee bit, just I don't know, help them grow, even if it's just for one day,
Or even if you just pop in, you're like, hey, I can't stay long. I'm just here for 5 minutes or so. I just want to pop in and show some love and see how you're doing. And then you just talk to him for a few minutes. And I'm like, well, I got to go, but I just wanted to say, hey, dude, that you can tell they're so happy when you do it. They're like, oh, thanks. Hey, take care. That's the way. OTC, that's another regular from your channel. I recognize that name. Right? OTC, that's one of your regulars, I think.
That's one of Lycian's. He's in the Don't Panic guild on Final Fantasy.
Okay. I knew I recognized the name, though.
Yeah.
So, hello, TC.
He was in my stream earlier, though. How do we chat? I'm
sorry. I'm so bad. I'm so bad remembering things. I apologize, TC. Yeah, it's hard. Here's another thing, too. I've noticed that you in the past have done giveaways, but I haven't seen you do giveaways in a while. Is that because when you were doing giveaways, it was just stuff you had from CSGO?
Yeah. So it was whenever I first started streaming, I had a decent income. So I was happy to maybe spend maybe £200 or £300 or dollars every month on Counter-Strike skins and done giveaways after every game that I played. But then the people that join your stream for giveaways disappear as soon as they find out they don't win and never come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting a lot of follows, but they weren't like, it wasn't worth it. Like maybe for every like 40 people that followed, there was one person that actually liked the stream and decided to stick around and come back. But with the giveaways weren't worth it. It only really costs money. There's no actual, return of profit on it.
I don't know if you remember, but when I met you early, you know what? Before I get into that, let's put a pin. We're going to come back to the giveaway thing, but I've got to ask this first because I got to get this straight. How did we meet? Did you come into one of my Quiplash streams when I had first started?
It was Team MZ. I joined Team MZ. I'd seen, I think you posted something on the Discord, so I was going, when I first joined, I was trying to make a good impression, so I was going to like everybody's stream, on Discord where you can see who's actually streaming with the purple symbol beside them. So I went on to a bunch of people, and then you were there, and I seen your Hearthstone overlay, and then I think that's when I messaged you and says, can you hook me up with a Hearthstone overlay? I'm on Team MC, and you were like, yeah, for sure, brother. And then I was like, oh, he's actually quite a nice guy.
Shh, don't tell anyone. I remember that, yeah. I was like, oh, because I think what I did is I actually looked at your stream first, and at the time, you weren't very face on. Like, you were you were looking this way. You know what I mean? And my overlay would have made it look like you were looking off the edge of your screen. I'm like, wait. Let me... I'm not going to send you this. I have to flip it first. So it looks better for your stream. And you're like, oh, thanks. And then I put your name on it and everything else.
Awesome.
It took me all of like 20 minutes. It was not a big deal. But yeah, I forgot about that. Then I made you that overlay for that MMO you were playing with the little old school 8-bit graphics for a little while.
Yeah, that game died, unfortunately. That game is the reason I'm a gamer today, for that community, basically.
Yeah, so all right, we'll come back to that. So going back to the giveaway thing, when you first started following me and we first started talking, I came and I looked at you and you had like 2,000 plus viewers or followers. Yeah. And I would come in and you'd be doing giveaways, and I was like, well, I don't want CSGO stuff because I don't play CSGO. But I'm going to enter the giveaway. And I would, I think what I would do is I would, like, if you were like type, exclamation point Locke case 1, I'd be like Locke case, and then I'd spell out 1 just so I wouldn't be entered.
Yeah, and then all the trolls are like, you're typing it wrong.
And I was like, oh, thanks. And then I'd like type Locke case and then the number 1, but I'd leave off the E. Yeah, people didn't quite get that I was just being silly. And I remember I had a chat with you about giveaways. I'm like, I'm just sort of getting started. But it seems to me like giveaways are sort of a waste because you get these followers who are really only following you for items. And you told me at the time, you're like, yeah, but if I get 20 follows and one of them sticks, it'll be worth it. And I guess your opinion sort of changed on that now, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for doing like a giveaway every so often, but it's just kind of like, I don't wait for 5 or 10 minutes for people to flood in. I'll do it for the people that's there. I'll just quickly do a quick roll for people that are actually there at the time. So, and then obviously I've got this PUBG giveaway that's going on at the minute. I think it's rolled tomorrow.
I've entered. Now, why don't you plug it? What are you giving away? What is how do people enter, etc.? What's the prize?
The prize is literally a copy of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. So if anyone doesn't have it, or I actually won this on another stream. I seen some guy was doing a PUBG giveaway, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna enter it, because I followed his stream for so long, and there was only 9 people in his chat, and he was giving away a copy of PUBG. So I was like, okay, so I entered, I won, and then I was like, I'm gonna do a giveaway, milk a few follows out of this, since I already own it.
If I win it, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna give it away, and we'll just pass it down, because
yeah, it's just a recycling of giveaways for PUBG.
Because everyone owns PUBG that wants, everyone that wants to play PUBG owns it at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll give it to Lassane and then I'll make her play it and she'll be stressed out. Darthbeck says, I want to enter, tell me how. So how can people enter?
It should be on my Twitter as the Twinned Pete, which is Twinned Pete, pinned tweet, NSG_Locke, same as my Twitch name that you'll probably see down here somewhere.
Yeah, and I also did just put it in chat. People can go to Twitter. What is it? Twitter.com/NSG_Locke. Right, or Locke. Yeah. And you can see his name on the hat there. You can figure it out. You're all smart.
It's right here.
Yeah, I entered, and then I figured I also followed, like, how there's like, oh, bonuses if you follow my NSG team. I'm like, why not? I don't use Twitter. I'll follow everyone.
Yeah, Splix. I got Splix a few followers as well. He recently started streaming, so I give him a wee boost as well.
I followed him then. I did all the things. I just went down. Click, 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 click. So there you go. I guess I'm following Splix now.
Awesome.
Yeah. And isn't that what it's... And I also retweeted you. So actually, I should probably retweet it again after this, just so, Solidarity, brother.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed, it's weird though. Sometimes I'll come into your stream and there will be 4 people watching you. And then other times I'll come into your stream and you'll have like 25 people. It seems like your viewer base is really off the charts.
I don't have a set schedule. I think that's one of the reasons. I kind of wake up in the morning and I'm like, should I stream? I'll stream in an hour. And then like 4 hours later, I'm like, I guess I should probably stream today. But like I still play games off stream. It's just it's setting up all this behind me. That's actually like hooked up to my Windows. So whenever I'm streaming, the windows are blacked out, and the room gets so hot. There's no fans or nothing.
Dude, these lights that I've got to light up my green screen, if I'm not running the air conditioner, it's like in 20 seconds I'm drenched in sweat. It gets ridiculous. I know. I understand. I had to set a schedule because when I first started streaming and I didn't really do a schedule, I was like, stream whenever, dude. Just follow me and stop by whenever. I'll be live. I found that it was impacting my ability to effectively stream. Like, by setting a schedule for myself, which is normally noon till 4 on the weekdays, it gives me it makes me a better streamer in the sense that it gives me a better focus. It gives me a better, okay, this is like the time I go and do this thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but...
oh yeah, perfect sense.
I said drenched in sweat, Bob. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, there'd be times when I would do, stream for 1 hour, and if I was having a bad game, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm going, and I'd leave. And then other times where I'd go for 7 or 8 hours, and that'd be terrible. You know what I mean?
See, I've attempted that before. It's just... My sleeping pattern's just up the left. I would say, I tried to stream from, let's say, 12 to 5, and then do dinner. But then I end up just playing games until, 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, I might as well keep the stream live. And then I end up sleeping till, 1 p.m. the next day, and then that fucks up the whole schedule. So I need to find some sort of happy medium for getting a schedule sorted.
I mean, not everyone needs a schedule. I'm just saying, for me personally, that definitely... I feel like that took my streaming sort of up to the level where I needed it to be. I mean, I'm still a small streamer. I haven't even broken 1,500 yet. But I'm pretty happy. On any given day, I have minimum 10 people hanging out during my streams, which that feels really good. Even if I had one person that watched me every day, that'd be one person who tuned in and wanted to watch. But 10 people, I mean, I've got my regulars, and Lassane will host into me, and then she'll go to the gym, and sometimes she's listening while she's working. That just feels really good. You know, like the people actually want to watch your nonsense.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I have a terribly bad habit of ignoring chat from time to time as well. Like, there's times where, like, I get so zoned into a game of PUBG, 45 minutes will go past and I haven't looked at chat once. And then I turn around and I'm like, people have come in and said hello and stuff and then have left because I didn't respond. It's something I have to get out of the habit of doing, though.
Well, you know, you can download the client off of restream.io, and it puts up like a chat, you know, a separate chat window. But one of the options in it is to put an overlay right over your video game. So as that people won't see it, like it won't get sent to OBS, but as you're playing PUBG, then it'll be right there on the screen for you to see.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Might be something worth looking into.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was going to do something like, you know, make it play a sound whenever I get a message in chat. But then, if I ever do have like 25 viewers, then there'll be a sound playing every 2 seconds, which would get obviously super annoying.
When I was playing a lot of Overwatch, which I quit Overwatch. I can't play Overwatch anymore. I would actually set up the Restream.io client to also read like text into voice. So as I'd be playing, I'd be like, "Hey, Das Rhev, what's up, brother? Monka S," and I'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I think I was here when that was the thing, because I think we got a wee bit childish in chat when that happened. I think I was giving your bot a lisp and stuff, which is probably Anglician was here for that as well. It was hilarious.
I didn't mind it. I just the only thing I minded is I had one kid who would come in and constantly be like F F F F F F F F F F. I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah.
But like people coming in and be like, "I'm a gay robot and I love you, Rhev." I'm like, "Oh, I love you too, gay robot." Yeah. There's a lot of little tricks, but PUBG is one of those games where you need to really laser focus in. And likewise, I've seen you when you're playing CS:GO. You know, when the round sort of starts, you're looking over and you're kind of checking chat and talking. And during the first few minutes, you're kind of looking over and talking and blah, blah, blah. But then when the shit starts to go down, this is you.
Yeah, like, this is what they see. Like, I get so into my, like, screen. I get so close that, like, my hat's just like this. It's like a hat playing computer games at times.
And you gotta let them see that beautiful face. Woo!
I know.
Tried to talk way too long there. Gotta let them see that beautiful face, Locke. That's what that's the money maker right there, buddy. That's what people are tuning in for.
I can't disagree. He's speaking the truth, 100%.
So, other than PUBG and CS:GO, which I see you playing a lot, have you been playing Hearthstone at all lately? I haven't. I'm done. I think I'm done with Hearthstone. Like right now, since the last expansion, it is in the shittiest spot it's ever been in, and I've been playing it since it came out. Have you been playing it at all?
I play it every 3 days, just to, you know, do 3 quests, and then I close it. And then Tavern Brawl once a week.
Dude, I haven't even done that. I queued in last week's Tavern Brawl. I queued in. I immediately got a druid who on turn 1 played an Innervate into the 3-drop taunt minion that gets health as you play more minions. On turn 1, I'm like, bottom right, quit game. Not even concede, quit game. I was like, this is the worst spot it's ever been in. It's terrible. I can't play Hearthstone right now. And the thing that kills me is there's so many games that are so much better. Like, I've been playing a lot of the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is another CCG. And then one of my regulars turned me on to another one called Eternal. And I just love those games. And I'm like...
I wasn't too fussed on Eternal. I think I tried it when it first came out for beta and stuff. But that Hands of the Gods game that I tried out, it's actually quite good. I've been enjoying it.
I'm going to be honest, the only reason I haven't tried out Hand of the Gods is just because right now between Eternal and Elder Scrolls Legends, I'm like, I can't add another.
Too many card games.
Yeah. I love Eternal though, because in high school in the 90s, I played a lot of Magic the Gathering. And Eternal is like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone had a baby. So,
Yeah.
like, a lot of people said, oh, you should play... When Hearthstone came out, they're like, it's like Magic, but for online. No. Eternal is like Magic the Gathering, but way smoother, like a way better optimized performance. And so it really hits me right in the Magic the Gathering feels. What other games are you playing besides those three?
I'm in the process of looking for a new MMO. Me and my cousin, we've been MMO gamers since we were like 9, 10 years old. That's where we first started, and it's really sad how MMOs are made these days. Like, they just don't make them like they used to. And like, we've been searching like every month. We're like looking, is there any new MMOs coming out? But it's because our expectations are so high based on what we've played in the past. We played a game called Ashen Empires, which died like terribly. It was sold, and then it became subscription based, and then they introduced all these expansions, and then the player base just basically died. And they refused. Like, there was a petition set up saying if we raise $10,000, we'll use like bring it out again. And they were like, no, we don't want to support this game any longer.
Well, I am Fierce, who is a new member of the Proper Nerds, just recently joined, is saying EverQuest. Luca Brazzi, a.k.a. Bob, is playing EverQuest. Darth Beck says play Star Wars. And I'm guessing Lysane must have stepped AFK because otherwise she'd be screaming Final Fantasy at you.
I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 14, but $13 a month is quite steep.
Yeah.
For any game.
Dude, I tell everyone I'm an MMO addict. I can't do it anymore. It's for me. It's not even the price. It's
the time you need.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the grind.
If I was gonna play an MMO seriously, that would be the only game I would play. I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know. I feel like I don't have the time. I played EverQuest starting back in 1999 and played that for about 5 or 6 years. Went to WoW for about 9 years. Then I played Neverwinter for a year and a half. Star Wars for a year and a half. It's too much. You know, it's too much time for me.
Yeah, I think I've played every MMO that's ever existed over the last 6 years, trying to find one that will stick. But
I got it. You ready?
RuneScape Classic as well was another one I played to death.
I'll tell you your next MMO. You ready? Puzzle Pirates.
No.
Have you ever played Puzzle Pirates?
No.
It's awesome. It's an MMO puzzle game. No.
Yeah. It's not even worthy of a no. I'll just shake my head.
I played a lot of Puzzle Pirates, man. I used to actually love that game. Yeah. It's not really an MMO. It's a massive multiplayer online puzzle game where you've got a little Lego figure. It's not Lego, but it looks like a little Lego guy. And he walks around and he sails ships and sword fights and it's great. I love it. I think the only MMO that even mildly has me interested is have you heard of Pantheon?
Yes, I've looked into that as well. It's free, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know if they've even announced whether or not it's going to be, but it's done by all of the people who made EverQuest. Like, not all of them, but like a lot of the people who originally made EverQuest, the original EverQuest, are making Pantheon, and they're like, yeah, we want to recapture that feel that the original EverQuest had. There's not going to be instances. You're not going to be able to go out and solo. This is a game where you'll be able to solo for the first few levels as you're learning the basics, but then you have to make friends. You have to become a part of a community. You have to, they want to bring the MMO back into the game, which is kind of cool.
I think the key point of any MMO for me is PvP. The only time I ever enjoy it is if it's like full loot. So when you kill someone, they drop their entire backpack, and help yourself. Anything that you want, take it.
I tried that for a little while in EverQuest, and I played a Eurodite Necromancer, and I think I left Eurodin and made my way over to Kano's Hills, and then some some elf killed me and took all my stuff, and I'm like, well, guess I'm done on this server. Guess I'm done. I guess that's it. No more for me.
Yeah, full loot PvP can be super tough. Like I've seen people playing Iron Man mode in Diablo, where if you die, it's like you have to make a new character basically. Like that would just break your heart.
Thank you very much for the follow, Splix. Big ups. Whoop whoop. And Splix also says there's one coming out called Lost Ark. He and his mates are gonna give that game a check. Like I said, though, for me the biggest thing is just time, man. I've got almost 700 games in my Steam queue, in my Steam library, and I've played like 20 to 25% of them. And like I've got games installed that I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna stream this game soon, and I've been saying that for 8 months. Like I've got a Deus Ex game, and I've got Bayonetta, and I keep thinking, I'm gonna stream this game soon, and I just never get around to it. I don't know.
Nice.
I am gonna beat Skyrim on stream one of these days. One of these days, I swear.
That's a game I've played so many times, but like you always get to a certain point. There's just so much to do. It's just you could just do the main quest line and just go start to finish, but there's all these wee side things that you just can't help yourself because you want to get all the best gear and stuff like that.
Yes, and that's why when I'm streaming Skyrim in this playthrough, I am like focusing on the main story quest. Like I think I did 1 or 2 little side quests because I wasn't quite strong enough to get past a troll that I was on the way up to the Greybeards, and that was about it. Thank you very much, Zogix for the follow. Zorugux. Whoop, whoop.
Do you know what's funny about that?
What's
that? That's my cousin. His name is Rug, but Rug is taken everywhere, so he puts an XO in front and an OX at the back. So
XO Rug OX. I got it.
Yeah, so we always laugh because anytime he follows like an American person or we're talking to an American person, they're always like, "Oh, hey, Zerugox, how you doing?" We're like, "Yeah, Zerugox."
Yeah. Well, he got me. Sorry, Rug. Didn't I butcher your nephew's name on stream one day?
Yeah, it's Dara, and I think you were like Darag.
I was like, "Hello, Durag."
Durag.
You're like,
yeah, it was
no,
funny.
Rhev, no. Yeah, I don't know. Holy fuck! Would you look at the time? What did I tell you? I told you. I said it fucking flies, man. Locke, you have been one of the greatest, nicest, sweetest, and most sexy voiced people I have met on Twitch. And if you are not already following Locke, first of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? But let's give him a quick shout out. NSG_Locke. Please do me a favor and please follow my friend Locke. He's been a real supporter. Ever since I started here on Twitch. He's a great guy. I've been waiting months to get him online. I'm so happy you finally did. Was there anything that you wanted to touch on that maybe we didn't?
I think we covered quite a bit.
Quite a bit. We'll just have to get you over here to America one of these days, and we can go out drinking. Drinking. Although you'll put me to done. Dude, you'll put me to shame. I can't drink the way I used to. It'll just be an embarrassment. You'll be like, "Come on, Rhev, get up. What are you doing?" And I'll be like, and it's like, "Yeah, I only had 20. What are you doing?" And I'll be like, "Dad." Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know, that was his attempt at an Irish accent.
I told you I'd sneak it in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes. We could rub our beards together. Yes. Luca Brazzi says, "I want our beards to meet." Bob has an epic handlebar mustache, by the way, along with his beards. It's pretty great. Well, we are going to have to wrap things up, but before I go, just real quick, just to remind everyone, stream time starts a little bit late tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment. Won't be right at noon. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I won't be on at my normal time. We'll be doing evening streams. So please keep an eye on Twitter or turn on notifications for that. Thursday, we are doing Golf with Friends. So if you own Golf with Friends on Steam, tune in. If we've got room, we'll get you in. And then Friday...
Golf with Friends.
You do? Well,
Yeah.
then, if you're around at this time on Thursday, we'll golf with Locke. And Friday is the drinking stream at 8:30 Eastern time. Locke, I like to end my podcast the same way, which is I'm going to do this, and then we're going to say goodnight and head on out. Would you be so kind as to give our viewers the last word?
I'm going to make it 3 words, and it is Sláinte Mocaras, which basically means cheers, my friends, in Irish.
All right, everyone. Have a good one. Stay tuned. We'll drop a host bomb on someone. Have a great night.
Bye.